Pick Central, we're back. Back in the studio. This fucking place. Back in the studio. We are, it's me, Big Ev, and Smitty. You see us. We're right here on the screen. Can we ever, and this is just me talking out loud, everybody back there does a great job. I see Steve. I see Za with the stylish hoodie. TJ, you guys do great. Can we show the main shot again? Can we ever hide these fucking wires? I mean, look at that. Can we ever hide the goddamn wires? No? Nothing?
That's character.
Is that,
There's some merch over there if you wanted to just cover them up with a shirt.
I think that would be dangerous. I think that would be like against fire code. But I don't know. What do I know? I have decided I'm playing with the format of this show because, you know, I don't know that I love this show. So I'm going to play with the format, and we're gonna do some things different here in the next couple of weeks with Mintz down on his whirlwind tour. What are you pointing at?
I'm a point guy.
So with Mintz down there taking it to the people, by the way, can we just see his schedule one more time because we have to make an addendum.
Yeah, can we go through our Mintz-isms real quick?
We have to make a real quick addendum to his schedule, and when he pulls it up, I'll tell you about it. So we're gonna switch. We're gonna do the gambling talk first today. Let's do the picks first, the gambling talk first. Let's go through the actual spreads and through the boards and see where we like things, and then we'll talk about all the sports bullshit. We'll talk about Juwan Howard, and we'll talk about baseball maybe getting close to ending this thing. We'll talk about all that, but let's do the gambling first. Do we have that Mintz schedule, TJ?
Well, we're talking about Mintz first and then gambling.
We're definitely starting with
So
Mintz.
we could
Correct.
be talking about gambling at the end of the show when we're done talking about Mintz.
That's true. That's true. So if you remember his schedule of his tour, he had February 21st and 22nd, question marks, got to leave some element of surprise. And now I can fill in the 21st because that was yesterday, and it was ate a sandwich. It was
Shocker.
I forgot about the element of surprise. Oh, man, I wish I was with it yesterday.
he tweeted out a banh mi sandwich, and that was the extent of his work today.
So that's the Cracking Aces group text. And we record every Tuesday, 2 p.m., and, you know, Cracking Aces, Barstool's Poker Podcast, somebody's got to keep the lights on around here.
Somebody does, yes.
Yeah, it's a very structured format run by one dictator dog.
Sure.
You got to make sure everything is on point. And
Come correct.
yeah, the T's are crossed, I's are dotted.
Lowercase J's, yeah.
So we record pretty much every week, 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. But if you have something going on, you know, you speak up. Nate Barstool, 2 p.m., Ben Mintz. I'm free from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern. I got lunch with Ole Miss football coaching staff today. Nate, cool. We record at 2 p.m. every week. Enjoy lunch. The dog's not happy with the Mintz. That's after last
The dog just said you're out this week.
Yeah, well, that's after last week. Ben Mintz confused his time zones and ended up coming an hour late.
The motherfucker has figured out a life that none of us have figured out yet, and I'm jealous. For all of those, for all those in the chat saying, "Oh, Brandon's just jealous," that is correct. I am very jealous.
The cat had a phenomenal point on the rundown yesterday. Ben Mintz's Mardi Gras, top 10 to 15 moments of his life. It's like, how do you go about like
organizing 15?
Yeah,
15
categorizing things and being like, you know what? That's not a top 3 moment. That's number 12.
That's
number 13.
It's pretty damn good, but I've had better.
Great day, but man, you should have seen my other days. But yeah,
that mask is so funny.
Mask doesn't do him any favors.
He does them all the favors. You know, Mintz might be the genius of everyone of life right now because, you know, there's only one person that needs to be loving this and approving all of it.
It's Dave, yeah.
And he does.
And I'm not kidding when I say he's figured out the life that any of us would like to have.
Pretty much.
He's at home. Yesterday he ate a sandwich. That was his work day.
Well, you got to leave some element of surprise.
That's true.
Did we figure out what sandwich?
It was a banh mi. It was and then he tweeted out a picture of the banh mi, and then his follow-up tweet. Can we pull this up? I love his follow-up tweet. Expectations were met. There you go.
Solid sandwich.
That was his work day.
I am liking every one of his Instagrams just out of pure love right now because every one is just what he's eating.
Although I should tell him this. Going to New Orleans, getting a banh mi is just an incredible move. Which he's lived in New Orleans, he understands. You got to get a shrimp po' boy and oyster po' boy, but he's lived there. He understands. But if you like leave here and go to New Orleans and the first thing you do is eat a banh mi sandwich, go fuck yourself.
What is a banh mi?
It's a chain, right?
No. It's a type of sandwich. It's is it Korean? It's what?
It looks delicious. Whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
it's a. Is it Vietnamese? Vietnamese, yeah. It's a Vietnamese sandwich. It's just, different flavors of standard sandwich.
North Vietnam or South Vietnam?
No.
Big difference.
And I got some issues with him because him and Megan are planning my life. They got me going to Hogs for the Cause and being a barbecue judge. But this Hogs for the Cause better be free pussy or something. They got me going to Hogs for the Cause, this gigantic event, and being a barbecue judge. I said, no, I'm not coming. I can't come. It's WrestleMania weekend. I'm not missing WrestleMania to be a barbecue judge. I'm
If only 12-year-old Brandon Walker could see the future.
Oh, he would be happy going to WrestleMania. All right, so let's
have Mr. Making Money take your spot.
Well,
at least get something to eat.
That'd be over by 2:00. He'd be passed out.
That is ironic that you just knocked on Ben for eating a sandwich, and then you're mad that you have to decide between eating barbecue or going to WrestleMania.
We all kind of cheat the system around here, don't we? All right, so here we go. This is a gambling show. We're gonna talk gambling at the beginning. If you'll show us the standings, and then we'll move on to the board. We got college basketball. To me, and I don't know who tweeted it out. I think it might have been Riggs. Bad Tuesday slate as far as college basketball goes, or at least not a good Tuesday slate, just an average Tuesday slate. Like it's not.
It's usually stacked. That's
usually stacked, and it's not. So Marty Mush still ahead, and Big Ev has come out of nowhere. I
might have a little bone to pick there.
What's your bone to
in
pick?
The standings. Well, we have a thing on the show that you give picks every day, right? That's a thing.
Yeah, he didn't play yesterday. How often has he not played?
I just.
3 people did not play yesterday.
I thought I'd be fair because I know Marty would point out if I didn't play nothing, I was in first place.
I got to be honest. I have DNP'd several times recently.
I just wanted to just get it on record.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is late enough in the month. We're
we're
late
talking,
early.
It's literally what's the last day would be like this in 6 days.
Yeah, we're within 6 days.
Well, usually the DNP is put in place for you to gamble responsibly, but if you're up 18 units on the month, publicly.
That's true. So tonight in college basketball, let's just go down the board here. These are what I consider the major games, the major college games, and there might be some that you disagree with. But Arkansas is -1 at Florida. It opened at -1, hasn't moved. Arkansas on a 12-1 run right now, and Florida coming off the win over Auburn. So it could be a trap for both teams. Like if you think Arkansas, they're on this great big run, then they go on the road to Florida, it could be a problem. But Florida just beat Auburn at home. Their big win. I don't see how you make money betting against the Arkansas Razorbacks right now. They're 21-6. I didn't realize they were that good.
A Florida line.
They just started out so bad.
A Florida line.
At one? At -1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
But it's a little. I agree with you. It's a little off because
it's not crazy though.
They had just beat Auburn. 2, they got Castle in the back, who's their best player, who they didn't have for a little bit, and that kind of caused a tough stretch.
I mean, they were +4 against the number 1 team in the country on Saturday. So being +1 against the number whatever team
like 21.
isn't wild to me. Also, are they really number 21? Because that's wild.
Are they?
I don't know what.
Or at least they might even be. They're in that like 20 something or like just on the fringe of ranked.
I don't know where they are, but they're a lot better than that. I think they're a top.
What happened at the beginning of the year? They played some close games with some like really bad teams, and they also lost.
Well, they started SEC play. They had 3 straight losses.
They lost some bad ones.
State. I think they might have lost to Missouri. Like they had 3 bad losses, but they haven't looked back since.
I got a 100-1 ticket on them
to win it all.
Yeah,
I don't hate that.
That's a lovely little life.
What?
100-1 there?
Yeah.
On the ticket, it's gained no value, though. Like, it wouldn't let me cash out for anything. Like, I even have an Auburn ticket where I think I put, like, 150 on them at, like, 25-1, and they would let me at least profit, like, $100 right now.
TJ, can we talk Barstool issue right now? This motherfucker that controls our air conditioner, he never keeps up with the weather outside. It's warm outside today. Why do they not Why is it smoking hot in here? Why do we still have the fucking heater on?
Who controls it?
He only knows max or off. It's either turn it all the way up or off completely.
We have a guy that just shows up and takes our turns our air conditioner on, and it's not Pete. And it's hot in here.
I know
today.
the guy.
The yak will be miserable if it's hot in here today.
Curly hair, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's always like a week behind the weather.
Also, it's weirdly in different parts of the office, it will be completely different temperatures.
Usually, this is the cold room. Used to be this, especially in the summer. This is the cold room, and those rooms are smoking hot.
The back production gets cold.
Yeah. Well, they do that. Pete does that for his guys. Pete's an asshole. Tennessee is -11 at Missouri. If you like to look at line movement like I do, this opened at 9.5. People think Tennessee's about to walk in there and beat the shit out of Missouri. Tennessee coming off a loss to Arkansas. Mizzou had a weird Friday-Sunday doubleheader with Mississippi State. We won them both. The Sunday night game was close. Missouri sucks. Tennessee -11 at Mizzou.
I didn't play anything in the game. I'm not crazy about Tennessee. I just don't like. I don't like trust them. I just don't see them as like a. I see them as like a second round out, maybe Sweet 16 out.
Yeah, no, I think there's second round out feels about right to me.
I don't believe in them to like really go make a legit deep run.
They're a solid tournament team who's not really a threat.
I think there's at least 5 teams in the SEC that are better.
Arkansas, Alabama, you think?
I even think Alabama is. I think Auburn is. Kentucky definitely
That's
is.
4. I don't think you can get a 5th though. I don't know that you can get a LSU maybe, but LSU's struggled.
I think LSU is better when they're when they're healthy. I think LSU is better.
Georgia is. I don't know why the SEC is just dominating this tonight. Georgia is +12 at A&M. It opened at 11.5. Georgia's the worst team in maybe Power 5 college basketball. They're 6-21, and it's weird. Like they could have beaten Auburn, but they're really, really bad. A&M 16-11. The totals dropped a point. It was at 146.5. Now it's 145.5. There's Georgia, Auburn. Nothing there. You're just checked out of this college basketball talk. I'm trying to figure out the show.
That's fair. I'm not the biggest college basketball guy. Like I'll follow, I'll
Look at
watch,
Doc,
I'll put put up the ice. I mean, Elio is. Yeah, talk about that. I mean,
I've been riding him. I play the pick every day.
He's been ice cold.
Well, he's Mr. Ice.
He's Mr. Ice.
Well, I mean, don't.
It's hot. You don't heat up Mr. Freeze. Where does that get you?
Water.
Exactly.
Yeah. The water's wet.
Michigan State +6 at Iowa. It opened at +7. Both teams 8-8. The total is 153.5. That's up 1 from when it opened. I don't know. They're both 8-8, 18-8. They're both kind of coming down the stretch run of the season. Iowa is the program that plays most unlike their football team.
Yes.
Well, Wisconsin is the team that plays most like their football team. I think Iowa is the team that plays most unlike their football team. On the football field, they're slow, plodding. On the basketball court, they don't play a lot of defense.
Literally,
and they score.
Iowa just play their overs.
Yeah.
I don't care how high. They just play over. They play no defense, and they score.
Well, it's a 153.5. That's up 1 from the open.
I like it. I'm on Iowa, too. The line to me, even though Michigan State struggled so much, I just think like people are going to see that big line and just jump on Michigan State, and I think it says Iowa.
Here's a bonus. If you're following line movement and you want the biggest line movement of the day, to me it looked like it was College of Charleston opened at +1 against Northeastern. It's now College of Charleston favored by 1.5, so that's 2.5 points of line movement since since it's at Northeastern. Northeastern is 7-19. College of Charleston is 14-12. But I'm just telling you, I'm reporting the line movement. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing.
That's all you can do.
You've got Villanova 21-6 tonight against UConn 19-7. It opened at Nova +2. Now it's at. Oh, I'm sorry. It opened at Nova +1. Now it's at Nova +2. So bettors seem to be liking UConn at home here.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
All right.
Always take. If Nova has plus points, you always take them.
These are two teams. I like that. These are two teams that I have been on the wrong side of pretty much every time I bet this year. Whenever I bet Villanova, they get upset. Whenever I bet UConn, they look like trash.
Yeah, Nova's stepping up their game, especially recently. I mean, they a little close call against Georgia last week, which wasn't a close call. They just didn't cover 19.5.
To me,
they went into Providence, and they were favored by only 3, 4, and ended up covering pretty easily.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
It's probably one of the 1,000 new hires.
How many new hires? What's he doing down here? Talking to Ebony. I don't know that guy.
Do I go ask him?
He's got a Tottenham Hotspur shirt on.
They had a big win this weekend, I'm pretty sure.
Did they? Is Tottenham?
That's Expression's team.
Is that it's Expression's team?
I will say this.
I got beef with him.
If it's a new hire and
I got beef with him too.
if he's a new hire and he's dressed like that right away, I respect it. If it's not content and he's a new hire and he comes in,
He's wearing a
like,
sweatshirt.
usually you have to go, at least a week or two to find out. Like,
Who is that guy?
You wear like a nice casual kind of thing. Like you wear
Yeah.
like jeans, like a nice, like maybe a little quarter zip or something.
exactly.
Yeah,
He
who the
went
fuck
straight-
is that guy?
He went
Who are
straight
you?
to sweats.
Hey, who are you? Who are you?
Now you're gonna get people.
I don't want him to come in.
Well, yeah, yes.
Oh yes,
Stopped in Dennis tracks.
Who are you? I didn't ask you to get on the mic. Who are you? Nick. What do
Nick.
you do?
I'm Adam.
I'm Brandon.
It's me.
Evan?
I do talent acquisition, so I hire people for the third floor.
What?
Yeah.
Really? You sound important.
Hiring people, I mean, yeah. It makes
Talent acquisition. Who's the? Have you
Word acquisitions.
have you acquired any talent yet?
Yeah.
How many?
I mean, I've been.
I don't like the third floor. There's too many people up there.
It is a lot, yeah.
Oh, he's acquiring more.
Yeah.
He's acquiring more talent.
It's a good thing we have more space because there wasn't much space before.
You have a Tottenham Hotspur shirt on.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
How long you been at Barstool?
About a year.
You have not.
You talking to him, Mike?
Yeah, now you sit it to the mic. Yeah. You can just sit in that chair right there. That's Rico's chair.
Well,
It's
we were in
crashed.
a pandemic.
Hold on. Go, sit down.
I mean, we've been back fully in
Have
the
a seat,
office
Nick.
for a long time.
You've been at Barstool for a year.
You're not gonna get in trouble.
We're fine.
Since April.
Talking to the mic?
Yeah, turn the mic towards you and up. TJ's an asshole. Just-
We were just discussing how there are so many people here that we haven't seen recently, and we know we're hiring more people. And he saw you talking to Ebony. He's like, "Who the fuck is this talking to Ebony?" I think that was
Yeah.
verbatim.
You've been here a year.
Since last April.
Have we met?
No.
I didn't think so.
I don't come down here a lot. Like,
From the third floor or from like Maine?
I come in about 3 or 4 days a week, and then,
You don't go upstairs a lot.
I don't go upstairs a lot. I went up there shirtless once.
yeah, I saw that.
You seem upset. Are you mad right now?
No, I've never been asked to be on something before.
Well, I just want to know who you are. I just wanted
Like,
to.
what? No, I've never had anyone
This is
tell
Nick.
me come in here.
He's in
Yeah.
charge of talent acquisition.
Yep. So,
We care here at Pick Central.
We do.
Yeah, we
yeah.
do.
We want to know our coworkers. I wanted.
Yeah.
You know,
It's Playboy Marty. What the fuck does he do now that Ben Mintz is in Mardi Gras?
Produces out and about.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's
is he
awesome.
really? Oh, that's a good show.
That's a great gig.
Oh, that's a step up in the world for him. Okay, so you can go. I never.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too, Nick.
Yeah, we have lots of openings. So if you know anybody, we have a referral program.
For what?
Everything, ad ops, marketing.
Can I get the referral
Uh-oh,
money?
ad ops. You know who does ad ops?
Relax, Stephen Shea.
There's an opening.
Yikes! Can I get a referral bonus for my sister who I got a job here?
We just started it, so it's not retroactive.
When did it start?
Within the past month about.
You pieces of shit.
So I have an actual
I
question.
remember doing her offer letter though, but we didn't have a referral program back then.
What happens if we refer someone and they end up not working out or being detrimental to the company?
I mean, we should charge you back, I guess.
That's exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Take
back-
$1,000
I know it makes
next check.
sense.
Yeah, they'll deduct it. I mean, that's a good idea.
Very good idea.
Yeah.
Is it just for up there, or can it be a content person too?
I don't think it can be like in front of camera content, but like producers, editors, things like that. Because we don't have openings that are listed for content people.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
you just need to make a random video from Mississippi, and then Dave will hire you.
It wasn't random. I was hired to do that, so it's not a big deal.
just,
There's two.
just one tweet video. And you're hired.
No. There's not two of us.
I'm not talking about you.
There's not two of us. It wasn't a random video from Mississippi. Ben Mintz is not from Mississippi. He's from Louisiana.
That's fair. That's
His video was in Louisiana. Quit calling him a Mississippian. He's not. Nick, I'm sorry you had to see that.
It's all right. It happens.
You seem like an
Chat wants a pick from him.
Can you give us a gambling pick for today?
I haven't looked today, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to give you a game, and I want you to pick it.
Okay.
That's all you got to do. All right?
All right.
We got Villanova +2 at UConn.
I would just take Villanova. I don't know.
Villanova.
Man.
Villanova plus
Smart
2.
man.
That's Nick's pick of the day.
Yeah.
Welcome to Nick Central.
Book it.
All right, you can go. Thank you very much.
Can you ask him?
Guys,
Can you ask him
nice
if
to
he
meet
thinks
y'all.
they're going to win tomorrow against Burnley?
Wait. Sit back down one more time. Za has a question, and I'll just tell it to you since you seem allergic to those headphones.
I can hear him.
It's okay. So Za said, do you think you guys are going to win tomorrow against what was it?
Burnham?
Burnley.
Burnley?
Yeah. I do.
Ooh.
Fascinating answer. So Tottenham Hotspur.
Mhm.
What's the name of the team? Tottenham? Just Tottenham? What's the
Tottenham
Hotspur part?
I think it's this bird. I don't know. I should have followed him like a year ago.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I like watching soccer. It was pandemic, not a lot to watch, so
Comfortable now.
That's how I got into
Leg up.
That's how I got into
Oh, yeah.
UFC. I'd never
Yeah.
got into UFC, and the pandemic happened. I started watching UFC.
it was like sitting at home playing a lot of like FIFA and stuff too. Just that was the one I got into. So
All right. Thank you very much, Nick.
yeah, thanks guys.
You understand
Wait,
that
for
if
God's sakes,
Villanova covers, you're here tomorrow.
You got to come back and give another pick.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm usually here like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, Friday.
So what happens? What
Love
happens
it.
Thursday?
I love it.
Thursday, not a lot normally. So what I do is make a lot of phone calls with candidates, and I do these phone interviews. And so usually by the end of the week, I'm booked with calls. And so coming here and doing it here is can be a little bit tough when there's not a lot of meeting room. So it's a little bit easier.
We
to do it
have-
from
Seems
home.
like a
We
good,
have
good system.
Acres of meeting room now.
Now we do that. We didn't for the past year.
And you know what? I got an issue with our meeting room. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
You can let me know another time. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll talk off the
You
air.
have to wear a shirt now.
No, I just want to complain about. Well, it doesn't matter now because we got a bunch of meeting room up there. We got a bunch of room, period, up there. But he's filling it up with people, so now we're not going to have that much room anytime soon.
Sorry.
People need to realize the meeting rooms are for meetings and phone calls and stuff, not just go in there and work. Okay,
Preach.
you can't just sit in there with your laptop and take up a fucking room.
The worst is when people eat in there and they leave the food. It
People
smells
do
like,
that up on the third floor is a
smells like
fucking jungle.
Neanderthals up there.
smells like Chipotle.
Oh,
Axe
God.
body spray. It's the worst.
He's
He's just airing out.
resonating Axe body spray. Yeah.
Let me tell you, it smells.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. You
All right.
can actually leave now. We're not going to stop you.
Thank you, Nick.
All
Nice
right.
meeting you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. Honestly, since the renovation, I haven't been up there.
You haven't? You should see it.
No, I haven't been up there.
Yeah.
In,
You'd be actually shocked. We did a walkthrough as meatballs and smokes. Just see what's going up there. The facilities, not only bathroom but snack.
Yeah?
Yeah, quite the upgrade.
We have multiple bars up there.
I might have not been up there in 6 months. Dead serious.
We have bars. We have good sitting area now. Several studio looks like there's going to be room for several studios.
Good for Nick. Nice young chap. I love how he.
There's no chance he's been here a year.
That's you were saying. I love a guy who shows up the first week dressed
Yeah.
like that.
I like how he finagled away to stay home Thursdays and Fridays, and then said,
Brilliant.
Oh, now we have meeting rooms upstairs, but he still stays home Thursdays and Fridays.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Well,
Next
I mean,
Monday
if
to
we're,
Man, he
Wednesday?
knows the system.
if we're talking about
Wednesday's fantastic.
Yeah, and
we're-
he gives one of these.
Thursday and maybe if I.
it took you 4 or 5 years to finagle away to stay home on Thursday and Fridays.
That's right. Fridays, not Thursdays.
10 years.
Fuck.
Key,
We'll just
key phrase: 10 years.
we'll speed through them. We don't have to go game by game. Nebraska is plus 11 at Northwestern. The total is 150. It opened at 148. Miami is -4 against Pitt. It opened at 3.5. Miami's 19-8. San Diego State and Boise, a sneaky little game out west. San Diego State 17-6. Boise's 21-6. Two really good teams. Low scoring. It opened at 119. It's now 120, and San Diego State's +2. Alabama -4.5 at Vandy. For an Alabama team that makes a living off taking down Giants, a midweek trip to Vanderbilt seems scary as fuck to me.
Vanderbilt plus 4.5 is the play.
Is it?
It's on my card.
So Bama's 17.
I've had good track record this year on Bam. I feel like they're one team I've been on the right side of either side. I like fading them today.
So they know how to take down Giants, especially at home. They know how to beat Auburn. They know how to beat Kentucky. They know how to beat Arkansas. They know how to beat Gonzaga. They beat Gonzaga, right? And they also know how to lose.
On Saturday, that was an epic collapse against Kentucky.
They were in such control, and then they just weren't. It was weird.
It was literally because I was on Kentucky laying like 6.5. They were down like 15, and then it was like I looked up. Kentucky was up 1.5, and then they just boat raced them in the second half.
So Alabama's -4.5, and the total is 153.5 from 151. It opened at 3.5. Now it's at 4.5. So bettors seem to think that Alabama's going to roll. Kansas State's +12 at Kansas. Kansas, it opened at plus 12. This might be the quietest Kansas team of
And
my
they're
life.
fucking
It's the
good.
quietest Kansas team that can win a national title. Like they're 22-4, 23-4, something like that. They don't have they're not the go-away number one. They don't have the knockdown talent that Kansas usually have, but they're great.
But I mean, Obaji's averaging like over 20. Like they have a legit like.
But even he's averaging over 20, but he's not. I wouldn't call him a college basketball star.
Well, no, not like
Right.
if you're a casual, you probably don't even know who he is, to be honest.
Look at that Mossy Oak shirt. Who is that? Is that Hank?
Heck.
It's a good Mossy Oak shirt. Mossy Oak, they ever get up with you? They're supposed to be sending me a bunch of shit, TJ. I don't know why
I
I'm
don't
asking you.
I
That-
got, Cuts clothing stuff. That's it.
It's I gotta bring you your Cuts clothing.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're gonna be here tomorrow, right?
Yes, I will be here tomorrow.
That's right. In hockey, we have I don't know how you got 6 games. Blues at Flyers. Blues are minus 230 on the money line. Maple Leafs at Blue Jackets. Maple Leafs are minus 235 on the money line. Wild minus 245 at Ottawa. The Predators plus 175 at the Florida Panthers. The Islanders plus minus 150 at the Kraken. And tonight you could have a Sharky Duck situation. Sharks plus 126 at the Ducks. Where's your hockey mind at today?
Flyers stink, but they play teams tough, especially at home.
Yeah.
So I actually love that over 6. I could see like just a 4-3 overtime game.
Hockey is where line movement is stark.
Yeah.
It goes like it opened at minus 189, and before lunch it was minus 230.
Yeah. I mean, the Flyers are that bad, but they, for some reason, been playing with a little bit of gusto, especially at home. I mean, they will end up losing the game if they are up like 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. Hammer the Blues. Absolutely.
I don't know where you make the money hockey gambling, because you have these huge
Follow Elio.
you have these huge favorites, right? But you just have to know when to hit the puck line on these guys.
Well, the back line, I think the book actually took down like the first to score and win odds.
Because you were killing it too much. Did you kill the bet?
I don't think I specifically killed it, but I can see a way how somebody who actually knows what they're doing like finds ways to make that profitable, because the lines were you could be minus 200, but the first to score and win is like even money.
Yeah.
So I mean, logically thinking,
If you believe that team's that much better than the other
Yeah.
one, that works out a lot. Juwan Howard. Oh, let's do our picks. Right here in the middle of the hour, and then we'll do Juwan Howard. So Big Ev has come out of nowhere. Maybe not out of nowhere, but I don't know where you were last week. You have
I was tied with Marty. I did bad. I did really bad yesterday.
okay, all right.
It's part of the reason I was calling out.
But you weren't second place last week. You had to
I hit
come up.
well big. I had a couple of good days hitting Curry All-Star Game MVP 10-1. Surely didn't hurt.
it's a great call, by the way.
I'm so stupid. I took 2 guys on the All-Star Game MVP, but if you look at it, of course it's Curry.
Yeah.
Of course, the guy who can shoot the best, and it's gonna in a game with no defense, if he's gonna be taking wide open shots,
Just 33s.
why would Curry be 10-1?
I'm actually shocked. I'm actually shocked he didn't make more threes. The fact that he was.
Well, I mean, he in the fourth quarter he got cold. He went like 0-5, 0-6 in the fourth quarter.
I bet Embiid and Luka, and neither one of those guys are built to win an All-Star game.
One who you should just bet like every year, just to like protect yourself, is Giannis, because that guy, he is so selfish in that All-Star game. He is not passing a fucking thing.
I wouldn't pass in an
every
All-Star
time he gets the ball, he just dunks it every time. He does not even look to pass.
So let's get Big Ev. Let him lead us off right here. And again, Big Ev is mad that Marty Mush did not play yesterday. He is accusing him of taking a knee. By the way, apparently, and I don't know how this worked out, Marty changed the name of Mush to Lion,
Yep.
and it's now. Did you see this?
Marty,
Very
Jerry,
big
Terry.
news in the Barstool world.
The show's now Marty, Jerry, Terry. Marty, Jerry, and Terry.
Is that legit?
Yeah,
We're using government
he
names now?
said it. He said it himself.
So he's just rolling
In the
with it.
clip, he said Terry.
I don't know if we have a logo or Marty's tweet. If you can pull up Marty's tweet announcing that it's now Marty, Jerry, and Terry. Which my question is, can I have the name Walk the Line back? Marty, Jerry, and Terry. Why? Who made the logo? Because
I was gonna say that.
shouldn't
the
Jerry be
name-
in the middle?
Yeah, technically, yes.
That and the 3.
Nice logo. Though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call them out, but those are 3 of the best animations made in history.
Yeah. How does Marty get a hat in his logo?
The suit.
I mean, fucking Rico looks like Matthew McConaughey in Wolf of Wall Street.
No, he still looks fat. He's got a double chin, even in his animated thing there. Animated. I want to say that word like that.
Jerry's got a nice green suit on too.
Marty, Jerry, and Terry. So that's our new show. It's no longer Mush the Line. It's no longer Walk the Line. It is, in fact, Marty, Jerry, and Terry.
Well, the Twitter handle's still Walk the Line.
No, it's not.
Oh,
They changed
really?
it. They
They
lost
changed,
it.
yeah, they gave away the blue check.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I can have Walk the Line back now, which is going to be fun. So, small announcement. Look for Walk the Line to come back soon. It's in some way, shape, or form. Which I guess they did just take my Twitter.
Yeah, they did.
They just took my Twitter.
Well,
So
you bailed.
Yeah.
I bailed because it was the Marty and Dana show. I was tired of being on the Marty and Dana show. They had their own thing. I stuck out like a sore thumb.
Well, now it's Marty, Terry, and Jerry.
Now it's Marty, Terry, and then I bailed, and then Dana bailed. It was weird.
Well, Dana became bigger than everyone here. So.
Correct. Dana did. Dana
They moved to Mississippi for like 9 months.
Yeah.
jealous of that too. All right. So picks, Big F, get us started.
All right, so I'm on Villanova plus 2.5. I'm on Arkansas money line in the over in that game, 135.5. I'm on Iowa minus 5.5. I'm on Texas Tech. I think this team could win the national championship. They're probably my favorite team to win the national championship. I already said I'm on Vanderbilt, and I like Miami laying 4.
So I would say Vanderbilt there is the most interesting pick, against an Alabama team that has been very good at times and then very bad at times.
Live and die by the 3.
All right, I have got Smitty. Actually, you go. Smitty's card up next, please.
Yeah, Flyers over. Also have Villanova money line. Figure, why not just take them to win? Sharks, Ducks over. 100 Toronto, Columbus under, and then I basically have all 3 of those over-unders, just plus or minus half a goal, and put them in a parlay.
Boy, 7's a gigantic.
Huge.
What would you do if Mr. Ice gives out Blue Jackets Toronto over 7 tonight?
I probably.
You bail?
Yeah. It's.
But I assume, it's like other sports. When a fucking college football
It's high-
totals
it's high for-
78,
Yeah,
you
I
bet
don't-
the over.
I'd be surprised it's over 6.5 tonight. That's the line, 6.5. Toronto's coming off a game last night in Montreal, which they got smoked, so they're coming out firing
5-2.
today. But I also think they played defense.
I noticed
So-
Toronto and Columbus are 2 teams that Mr. Ice likes to use in his overs.
Yeah. So we'll see. That's a lot of goals.
All right, I got only 3 plays. I think they're all in college basketball because I missed the NBA.
I think he's going to go Flyers tonight, though.
I'm going a different way than you. I'm just going to Alabama. Now that I talk about it, though, I kind of like yours better. I got Arkansas. I think Arkansas is going to handle business on the road at Florida. Florida got their big win on Saturday. I don't think they do that twice in a row. Arkansas is way too hot right now. And then I like Texas A&M, Georgia under 146.5, and that's only because it came out at 147.5. Now it's down to 146, so I'm just going to bet that. Just 2 bad teams.
And A&M plays low scoring. Georgia plays higher scoring sometimes, but
All right. So do we have anybody else's picks? I don't know if we have Marty's. I don't know if we have Ben's. I don't know if we have Miggins. We have Miggins. Arkansas. She likes Arkansas to win. She likes Buffalo, Michigan State plus 6.5, Miami, and then she also likes Villanova. Seems like nobody went against Villanova today. Nobody went with UConn.
now it's gonna.
So there's everybody's every single.
Hate it.
If we're the Fox College or Fox Pro Football show and we're doing the logos at the bottom, it's all V's.
Somebody might have to take it for the team.
Marty has UConn.
Okay.
All right. Now I feel good.
I don't know if that helps at all. So Marty, there's Rico.
Marty
Iowa.
has Iowa, Arkansas, UConn, Texas Tech, Bama.
I'm guessing he got it in too late to get a graphic made.
Yep.
Yep. What these people do that they can't get the. Who's always first, TJ?
Brandon or Rico.
Okay. Smitty's always.
I'm always
Smitty and
11.
Ev are always,
I'm always 11 a.m.
on time or early. And then
Big Ev, he's reliable too.
Megan doesn't text them to me, but she tweets them out at like 7 a.m. for some reason.
Yeah.
How reliable is Big Ev?
Very
Kids.
reliable.
I was late today, but I'm usually early.
All right, who's the worst?
Marty and Ben.
Who's the worst out
Ben.
of those 2? Yeah. Just wanted to.
You just have to give a shot whenever you can.
No, I just everybody fucking loves the guy and he's a fucking asshole. Okay, so
That's true.
Juwan Howard suspended 5 games. We didn't have a show yesterday, so we can have a fresh talk about this. Frankly, my big takeaway was there was a little bit of overreaction on Twitter. Anybody saying he should have gotten fired? Come on.
Well, no,
It's just boys. It's just when you get competition, when you get guys competing, when you get guys mad, you get guys, up.
Let me ask you this: if it was a closed fist connect, does he get fired?
I think if
Maybe.
it's a closed fist and a clean connect, he might get
Maybe.
fired.
Okay. Because, I mean, it's not that far off.
It's not that far off, but it's not. It's also
Well,
not a
it
closed
wasn't.
fist.
I love the ability to use the word mush properly. That was what I referred to growing up as a mush. When you just like
Right.
straight face palm somebody.
I don't know.
is-
It wasn't a face pump. It was like an open
No, there was a
hand
little slap. The way his
Yeah.
hand kind of turned a little bit, but it ended up being a mush. Oh, it doesn't help when he's the biggest guy with gigantic hands.
I think it
His
let.
hand literally swallowed the guy's head up.
I think his arm started moving with the intention to punch, and halfway through, his conscience
moment.
entered in and said,
Yeah.
"Open that hand," and
Or
he
honestly,
opened it.
I think there's a lot of people who's too far away. I think he had opened his palm to reach.
Yeah, that's a good point
Like
too.
you get
But
more
he got
reach
there
with-
pretty
he's
solid.
got long fingers, he's got big hands.
He got there pretty solidly, and it's just. I don't know. Like I think all this debate back and forth is who's to blame, who's this. I think there's enough blame to go around. Like
Oh, yeah.
Bard could have been blamed a little bit too.
Yeah, for it. Well,
He did grab him.
the defense that I think that Wisconsin making, what I think is fair, I'd be making the same one if I was them. Is that people are talking about he like grabbed him and it's literally a line like don't touch me. It's literally a line where you slap hands.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Supposed to.
It's not like he
He
shook
gave-
his
he gave
hand
him a
and
little.
grabbed
He
him.
gave him a little
Yeah.
arm grab for sure, but
And both sides, like, are in the wrong. Howard's more in the wrong
Right.
for actually making that kind of physical.
well, also people aren't talking
Like-
about that. This is like the third incident with Howard.
Oh, yeah. No,
I feel like no one is bringing that up. That this guy, this is like a habitual thing. He just gets unhinged. Like he gets loose sometimes.
Yeah, he might be crazy.
A little bit, definitely a little bit.
Which is wild because he played, what, 15, 20 years in the NBA? And
I felt like he came off as always like the jolly, nice guy.
right, he
Yeah.
was always the gentle guy.
But he also was never, big dick on campus. Like,
No.
he was with the
he
Fat
wasn't-
Five,
he
but he
wasn't-
was in the NBA.
Yeah.
He was a good player.
He was a really good player when he was young, and then
He
he got old like quick. He was old at like 26.
But he also played 40 years. in the
Forever,
NBA.
yeah.
He, it's getting blown out a little proportion, I think. It was a skirmish-ish,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know if I'm still allowed to laugh at it or whether it's politically correct, but like the John Chaney "I'll kill you" to John Calipari, I think, was a lot more entertaining and threatening.
Kick your ass.
This is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen.
Like Juwan Howard getting 5-game suspension, I think that's about right.
Yeah,
I think that's
it
about
checks
right.
out.
Anybody saying also, if you say we should get rid of handshake line, shut the fuck up.
Izzo had a great. I don't know if you saw. Izzo had a really good rant on it.
Where he was like, "We're gonna shake air."
He just was like, it's ridiculous. Like, what are we talking about?
You don't get rid of handshake lines. Just don't overreact to everything. Like when somebody gets in a fight in a handshake line, they got in a fight in a handshake line. You don't fire the guy. You don't do that. And it was embarrassing, but hell, not bad for college basketball.
It was fun. Izzo, he almost used it a little bit as a shot at the transfer portal,
Right.
where he was saying that now he's like, oh, like if you don't like, you get up and leave, like kind of saying it's just another. If they took away the handshake line, it'd be another thing to not take accountability. He was you should have to be able to like shake hands, look the guy in the eye, that just kick your ass.
Izzo did a good job not to go full old man on clout. In a
Exactly.
clout.
He did.
He
Yep.
balanced it just right.
He just was
especially
like, someone
talking about
kicks your ass,
accountability.
like you're 20 years old, you should be able to look him in the eye and be
Exactly.
like, you lost.
But he did air out a lot of grievances with today's.
Just, like, it was funny. He
system
threw
and
the
climate.
subtle transfer portal shots. So if you don't like it, you can just leave.
Not only
blah, blah,
that, it's
blah.
like, oh, we're telling kids now, if you go to class, you don't like it, you can just get up and walk out. There's
Yep.
no accountability. Like, he was getting there,
Mm.
like, kind of hating on today's society, but he did a good job.
I also kind of like the college basketball scene getting a little shot in the arm going into March.
Yeah, it's
Like college basketball, for a dumb reason, dominated sports
Also-
for a day and a half.
with Michigan too. Like they needed that game really bad.
Yeah. Well, they're not. They might not make the tournament.
Well,
That was like a swing for them of like swinging which direction they were going towards.
See, Big Evan, Big Cat already disagree with me here, and it's still a long shot. But the guy taking over, Phil Martelli, he was at St. Joe's for like 20, 30 years. He did a lot with very little talent.
I mean,
for
he
most
had
of
an
the time.
undefeated season,
He
right?
was the Jameer Nelson.
Jameer Nelson, I mean, he got virtually out-recruited by Villanova and like other schools year in, year out. He lucked into Jameer Nelson out of Chester because nobody wanted a 5'0" point guard. And like he made a little run with Langston Galloway in 2011. He's done nothing, or he's done a good amount with very little recruiting help.
Right.
Now at Michigan, he's got 5 games to really show St. Joe's that they fucked up because they did oust him for pretty much no reason. And now he gets another chance to kind of be in the spotlight. I'm very interested to see what he can do with it.
So I think I know the answer, but I do want to ask the question: does this mean Juwan Howard doesn't show up to games, or does this mean he doesn't show up
Oh,
to
I think
practices
it's
or
not.
games? This
I
is
think
just
it's
complete
gotta-
separation.
It's got to be. But what happens if Phil Martelli goes 5-0 with the schedule?
Nothing. Juwan Howard comes back and he coaches.
Which is the Big Ten tournament.
Okay.
Now, I bet Martelli might he might snipe a job out of it.
Could.
I think he would.
Yeah,
He wins some big games. He definitely could.
He's not young, though. That's the thing.
No, he's not, but he can still snipe a job out of it.
That's where he goes gets like a good mid-major job.
Yeah,
off
go
of that or
like not. He wouldn't get this because this guy.
I don't know. It
Like
could
a
be
Dayton or a Drake or a Bradley.
I don't know. It could be a Bruce Arians, Chuck Pagano situation.
How so?
you
Bruce
saying where he
Arians
gets, like,
obviously the better coach.
He gets like a Power
Chuck
5 job.
Pagano improves it. Not, he doesn't have that much time.
Or I could see him getting like a DePaul job, like getting like a small power conference job.
So have you heard? And Marty's not here, so I can't, and he won't be here tomorrow. Have you heard Marty's take that the Big Ten's a bad basketball conference?
He said that for forever.
That's not true.
Well, yeah, I know it's not. Marty just speaks.
Do you think it's true?
See, Duke's
No.
not in it, so it's a bad basketball.
Yeah, it's
all the national championships.
Well, that's the thing.
States
People
won.
wave they wave
Indiana.
around like a gun that they haven't won Big Ten hasn't won a championship in like 20 years.
Yeah.
When I mean, also you got to think like the NCAA tournament. It's the most entertaining. It's probably the one that least amount of times gives you the best team.
Oh, I would agree with that. And
Just based on its format, like when it's one game.
well, since
I'm saying if they did 7-game series, you wouldn't have these these miracle runs.
I wonder how.
I think they give more than the Pac-12.
I wonder how often a team that the best team
Wins.
it doesn't win. Or
Yeah.
Decent.
last year I think Baylor
They were the best team.
Baylor
Baylor
and
was the
Gonzaga were
best team.
1-2, and then
I mean, theoretically, Gonzaga's the best team every year.
I'm just thinking, but we haven't had a year where like a nobody wins. We haven't had a number 19 team in the country win, other than UConn 2014.
It was 4 versus 8.
Yeah. UConn 2014, was that Shabazz? I think
Yeah, it was
came out of
Shabazz
nowhere.
versus like Julius Randle and like the Harrison twins.
Yeah, that's when they were an 8.
They were I remember they played Wichita State was the one they knocked him off
Oh,
like
yeah.
1 point or something.
Fucking, they had Fred Van Vliet and somebody else took the last shot.
Early. No, it was Clanthony Early had like 30 and Van Vliet.
That's right. It was backwards.
This was pre Van Vliet becoming who he is now. He was a freshman. He was very good, but Clanthony was like the guy, and he had 1,000,000 points, and then he didn't take the last shot.
All right, let's move on from. Did y'all watch the dunk contest?
No,
Yeah, it sucked. Shout out Obi though.
could not have cared less.
The dunk contest is something that we are pretty harsh. If it's not elite, we say it sucks.
Well, there's two things. I said this. I responded to one of Kevin's tweets, and I genuinely mean this. That I think LeBron ruined it because he's such an example for like the young guys that I think him not doing it like set this precedent of like
I think
you're a good player. You're like he almost made it like you're
Exactly.
too good for it. Like
I-
you don't need to do it.
I think it's an absolute.
Whereas like imagine
crime.
like John Morant, like the dunk he did at the beginning of the All-Star game, his head almost hit the fucking rim.
I think it's an absolute crime that the best players with the best talent ability for a dunk aren't required to do it.
That's the problem. Like
Just
when you
ruining
get
the
like
fans.
middle of the road players, they're the middle of the road athletes a lot of the time in terms of when you're compared to the other stars.
Well, how this was born was using the best stars back in the AB. They used Dr. J and David Thompson to start it. Those were the biggest stars in basketball at the time. And then Michael and Dominique did it, and then Kobe did it.
Even like Vince and like
Vince
these guys.
did
I mean,
it.
Vince was
All-star.
Vince was a star when he did it.
Yeah, they were talking like all-star caliber players. Even on the broadcast, they had John Morant on, and Reggie Miller was like pleading to him like save the dunk contest, like please do it next year, like you will bring it back.
Yeah, I do think the stars need to do it. The dunk contest being good and fun and exciting is good for the league, and stars are good for the league. The stars need to take care of the dunk contest.
You want to know what dunk I'm surprised nobody's come out with yet?
No.
Just raise the rim to like 12 feet.
Someone
Dwight
did
did
that.
that.
I think
Wait, did
I think
that?
Dwight
Dwight
did
did
it. Yeah,
Nah,
he
damn it.
He did it to
he raised it to 12. I think to
Yeah.
12.
Did he make it?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah, because they brought in a second basket.
It just doesn't look sexy when you kind of
No.
just like dunk.
Yeah.
And also, I do think the other part of the problem is it's just hard. Like so many dunks have been done already. Like it's hard to really do something new at this point.
So I went back and watched, which I think is the greatest contest of all time, Levine and Gordon
Yes.
from 2016. I went back and watched it. And to show you how crazy the dunks are now, Levine did it. They went 50-50-50, and then Levine was up, and Levine did something amazing, unbelievable. And the guys were like, that's all right. And it was literally, it got a 50. The judges loved it, but the announcer was like, it's fine. And it was like between the legs, behind the back or something. And it was like, he's done that before. Okay.
People are giving the comparison to best baseball players not doing home run derby. I don't think that's a fair comparison because monster home run
You
hitters.
get good players through the home run derby
Yeah,
for the
you,
most part.
you do, but even like Adam Dunn, he's not like,
Right.
MVP, but he can mash.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
big
but
difference.
You don't have a 12 homer hitting shortstop in there. You don't have.
Well, who won MVP? Okay, Harper is one. Vlad is another. Who else was in the MVP?
Like Alonso, or what you're saying? Who did the?
Like who's a home run? Who's an MVP that isn't like a home run hitter?
That isn't.
Oh wow, Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you
There's
want to
not
see
like
him?
a ton of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're at least a guy
Ichiro?
that's getting like 25, 30.
yeah, it's true. NBA second half. So here are
It's
your.
like Iverson. You don't want to see Iverson do the dunk contest.
No, he did the 3-point contest, and it was hard to watch.
Well, he didn't care.
Was he bad at it?
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, he was very apathetic.
NBA second half. So here are your MVP odds, which I believe Smitty and Roan probably gave out Embiid before it was cool to give out Embiid.
Yes.
He is now
40-1 in December.
He was 40-1 in December.
Wow.
He's plus 125 right now. He is the favorite, which to me, being the favorite at this point means he's not going to win it. That's my opinion. So Embiid's at plus 125.
Boosted to plus 200 on the Barstool Sports.
There are, I would say, 8 guys.
Can you repeat that, please?
What?
He's 125, but boosted to plus 200 on the Barstool Sportsbook.
Okay, you just repeated it.
You
You want us all to say it? Embiid is plus 125, but he's boosted to plus 200 on the Barstool Sportsbook to win MVP.
There you go. Exclusive.
Joel Embiid, if you haven't heard, was plus 125 on other sports books. On the Barstool Sportsbook, it's 200.
But he's been the only reason he was not a winner last year was apparently because he was load management, wasn't playing every night, and that was his biggest knock. So for him to come into this season, being virtually alone, without his second best player, and play every night and put up better numbers, and to be 40-1 in December was kind of mind-boggling. And then he went to 20-1, and then he was 8-1, and then 4-1, and now you see him where he's at.
So does getting Harden for the stretch run, does that help or hurt his MVP candidacy?
It has to help. If he's putting up the same numbers, he is being dominated. He might be putting up better numbers. They are giving him everything he has. He's the only real weapon on the team, minus like Tyrese Maxey and half-assed Tobias Harris most of the time, and he is still putting up 40 and 10.
I think it just depends. Because I think if the team just goes on a run, they're going to give some credit of that to Harden, which would take away from his MVP.
I disagree. I think if they end up being the number 1 overall seed, he'll win MVP.
Well, there could also be
And he's healthy.
There could also be this idea that James Harden has helped Sixers get to this level, but Joel Embiid credit for holding it together until they got him. Look at what he did. This is that guy's MVP of the league. Because maybe I don't know.
His name is being floated out there with Wilt in a lot of statistics right now. I mean, if that's not an MVP,
for months he's been good for 30 and 10 a night, which is crazy.
So he's at plus 125. I'd say there are 8 guys at bettable odds here, and then you fall off to like plus 10,000. Embiid's at plus 125. Jokic is plus 300. Giannis is plus 350. Then I think a guy that, to me, if I'm betting today, just based on value, Steph at 10-1. Steph at 10-1 is pretty tasty because they're going to be the number 1 or 2 seed in the West, and
2.
they're going to be
Nobody's catching the Suns.
What did I say? What
You said number 1 or number 2.
Is that true?
I don't know. Are they 2 now, or is Memphis 2 now?
I think they're still 2.
I think Memphis is 3.
Memphis, all 3 teams, by the way, would be the number 1 seed in the.
Ja Morant is 10-1. DeMar DeRozan 20-1. Devin Booker 25-1. Luka 25-1. Then it falls off. And I got to be honest, just being able to bet Kevin Durant at 10,000 to 1 kind of sounds attractive.
He's out for a little bit, isn't he?
Plus 10,000, not 10,001. Plus 10,000. He's out, but still. And LeBron is plus 15,000.
I think DeRozan's number is the most disrespectful.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like what he's done this year. I mean, he's going for 35 every night. He's going.
If LeBron was putting up DeRozan numbers this year,
100%.
LeBron would be MVP favorite.
Like for them to come out of nowhere and be like the 1-2 seed in the East, almost all year.
With players hurt most of the time.
Oh, we got breaking news?
We have breaking news.
All right. What's our breaking news? Oh, God.
Mintzy Tour update. Today was the day I had as a mystery question mark. Y'all know for damn sure I'm not going to be running around Louisiana for 2 weeks and not make it up to God's country in Oxford, Mississippi. Had it all planned out to go to the midweek baseball game today at 4 o'clock against Arkansas State, grill out in left field. Hell, the sun's even out right now, but it's already been moved to tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So a little bit of a bummer there, but I still get to run around to Oxford for 24 hours, see some folks. If y'all want to come say hello, I'm going to be at Walk-Ons at Happy Hour around 5 o'clock today. Still great to be in Oxford, Mississippi. Tomorrow, Ruston, Louisiana for a top 20 matchup between LSU and Louisiana Tech.
Fuck yeah, Mintzy.
Gotta leave some element for surprise.
Just like a game might get rained out. Even though the weather looks gorgeous there.
Sun's out.
Yeah, no, I think
Sun's out, guns out, Mintzy's out.
let me tell y'all about the South. So the weather in the South in the spring is every 4 or 5 days you're at risk of death. Every 4 or 5 days, a cold front comes through and brings tornadoes and severe weather. I think they got a severe weather threat this afternoon. Mississippi State actually moved their game up to 11 today because they're smarter than those pieces of shit in Oxford. You said something interesting, Smitty. You said if LeBron were putting up the numbers of DeMar DeRozan,
Yeah, he probably is.
Better. Definitely better.
Right.
More assists and more rebounds, probably.
Well,
more points.
Yeah. Well, DeRozan, like the past 20 games, was putting up 35 a night.
I think he scored 35 4 or 5 games in a row.
So LeBron James, in a year, he is not going to win MVP. In a year, he is 15 plus 15,000.
the season ended right now, they wouldn't be in the playoffs.
I know, but LeBron James averaging 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 6.5 assists.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, what you said last week with LeBron possibly being the greatest passer of all time, he's just overlooked because he is there,
right,
and he gets so much hate.
Well, my favorite thing about LeBron is people act like, he's a great player, he's skilled. He's just not really. He's not a natural scorer. He's going to go down as he averages more points per game. People think, oh, Kobe's a better scorer. Well, LeBron James has averaged more points a game in his career than Kobe Bryant.
People get
than Larry Bird, than everybody but Michael.
People get clouded with, okay, if you had one shot, who are you giving it to?
Well, that's
probably giving it to Michael or Kobe over LeBron.
And that's wrong, too. LeBron has as many buzzer beaters as both of them. But anyway.
I think if you asked like a casual NBA fan who just saw where they were in the standings, they'd be like, "Oh, like LeBron's having a down year, like he's done."
Yeah, and he's got 29,
8 and 6 and.
Well, he has in the MVP standings defense, he has missed a lot of time this year.
Yeah, he's played 41 games, and the other guys, DeRozan's played 55 games, so he's missed about 14 or 15 games. Baseball deal, is that going to get done?
I hope so. I mean, the fact that they're probably going to miss opening day is.
Well, that was my question. If it gets done this week, does opening day get moved, or do they just rush spring training?
I'd be all for advocating rushing spring training because if you
okay?
It's sad. It's sad after. It hasn't been that long since the game was almost like canceled.
Yeah.
Like they should still be thinking about that and how much it ruined everything and how much roided up Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa like actually saved baseball.
They did.
Like they can't be missing any time. They can't.
Well, they might. They might. If it gets done this week, I feel like we'll see opening day. And it does seem like in Twitter conversations that it does seem like they're at least willing to talk to each other this week, and maybe it'll get done. I don't know. I'm just hopeful, I guess. Did Aaron Rodgers retire or kill himself?
No, he got divorced, right?
What was his? No,
I think he was.
What was his Instagram last night?
I felt like it was a mixture of him addressing the divorce publicly, / maybe saying that it's probably his end of time in Green Bay.
I don't know. I mean,
he was saying goodbye to all his like the Bakhtiaris and like the Cobb, like even like their wives. Like we go out to dinner and like some of like the quarterback room and like all these guys.
Aaron Rodgers is starting. I mean, for as phenomenally, obviously talented as he is on the field, he's starting to be like that one girlfriend or boyfriend who just constantly is in a breakup situation or like is calling everyone else crazy. Like, hey man, maybe it's you.
Question: Why is there a dick on that whiteboard? Is there always?
Why isn't there a giant brown dick on the whiteboard?
I mean, who drew the giant brown dick on the whiteboard? And no chance you're going to get a camera that sees it. But I don't know. There's just a big giant dick on the whiteboard. There it is.
You doubted him.
the balls are kind of at a weird angle. I think that's a dick in motion.
It's just a hard penis.
It's definitely erect.
It's an erect penis. You're right. It's just the balls are like it's almost like it's windy out.
Almost look like flat butt cheeks.
Yeah.
It's no ass.
All right, we already did our picks. I got to figure out how to rhythm this show. I also like smaller shows better than bigger shows. I like two or three.
Like smaller dicks.
My wife certainly does. Anyway, so I like 2 or 3 as opposed to 4 or 5. So I don't know if we like have a schedule going forward. I don't know what y'all think about that. Do y'all like bigger shows or smaller shows?
I don't know. It sounds like you need to start cutting some heads.
Smitty, actually, we wanted to have a conversation with you. We haven't been recording this the whole time, so this is tough to say. You got to go.
I'm out.
You're out.
All right.
I figure if I tell somebody they're off Pick Central, they'd be like, okay.
All right. What are you gonna do?
But
I mean, there's no prize at the end of the month, so basically we're just doing this for free.
You're on the show.
I'm saying.
Yeah. There is a prize at the end of the month.
Oh, we got it back?
Well,
It's never left.
It's kind of been on the winner. The winner just keeps arguing.
He's gonna shake Westy down.
Shake Westy down like it's on you. If you win, you got to go get your money.
I don't hate that.
There's nothing I can do. If you win,
That's why it's a week in advance. I had to pose the Marty thing because we might get close. I might have to little protest involved. I don't know, or some sort of appeal.
All right, the Yak is up next. That's Pick Central. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon Walker.